Lesson 3.5, Solving Nonlinear Systems of Equations. A nonlinear system is a system of equations where at least one of the equations does not make a line. Hence, it's nonlinear, not line. And we could solve by graphing, which would be graph both equations and find the points of intersection. Those points of intersections are the solutions. Let's solve this system by graphing. All right, notice that we have a quadratic and a line. So we're going to start by graphing the quadratic. So I'm going to use my calculator to make a table of it. For the quadratic, remember the vertex, or the axis of symmetry, is x equals negative b over 2a. So it'd be negative a negative 8 over 2 times 1. Which comes out to be positive 4. So my table is going to be centered around the 4. So, make my table. 0 is 12, 1 is 5, 2 is 0, and I'm getting this just from my calculator. 3 is negative 3. 4 is negative 4. 5 is negative 3. 6 is 0. And 7 is 5. Let's see if this fits on our graph. 12 doesn't, but 1 and 5 is right there. 2 and 0, 3 and negative 3, 4 and negative 4, 5 and negative 3, 6 and 0, and then 7 and 5 is off the screen. Okay, let's try to draw a nice parabola through those points. Now let's do the line. Okay, it's the y-intercept's negative 24. That won't fit on my graph. So maybe I just want to make a table for this too in my calculator. So if I do that, I can see that 4 is with negative 8. 5 is with negative 4, and 6 is with 0. So if I plot those points, oh wait, negative 8 doesn't fit. 5, negative 4, and 6, 0. So that's actually way over here. And notice they both have this point, 6, 0. Right there. So our answer is 6, 0, because that is this point that both of the equations go through. In addition to graphing, we could solve by substitution. And notice in this case that y is x plus 2. So I'm just going to plug in x plus 2 where the y is. Solve x squared plus y, but y is x plus 2. Squared equals 20. Now when you square x plus 2, that is x plus 2 times x plus 2. So it would be x times x, x times 2, 2 times x, and 2 times 2. If I collect like terms, it looks like it's 2x squared plus 4x plus 4. And as you can see, this is quadratic. So let's get everything on the same side. Let's subtract the 20. So if 2x squared plus 4x minus 16 equals 0. So now we're set up. Hey, we could factor a 2 out. And let's try to solve this by factoring. So what times what makes the x squared would be x times x times what gets us negative 8. Maybe plus 4 and minus 2. Check it with the outers and the inners. That gives us 2x. Was the middle 2x? Yep. All right, so that was good. Now take each factor equal to 0. Wait, why don't I do 2 equals 0? Because 2 doesn't equal 0, and it also doesn't have an x. I just want the x parts. So x is negative 4, and x is 2. Now here's an interesting thing. Which one of those do we plug in? Because now we need to find y. Well, let's use the negative 4. If we use the negative 4, it's y equals x plus 2. So y equals negative 4 plus 2, so y is negative 2. So that makes a point. So one answer is negative 4, negative 2. If I do the other one, y equals x plus 2. You see that's 4. So that makes another point. So it's 2, 4. And we have 2 points for our answer. So what it is, the graph, a quick, really rough graph, it's a circle, and it has a line going through it. So you can see it touches twice, 2 solutions. We could also solve by elimination, maybe. So if we do elimination, you have to eliminate all of one variable. So we have to eliminate all the x's or all the y's. So I notice here that this is set up, we could just add and eliminate the y's. If I do that, I'll have 4x squared minus 4x equals negative 2. Well, that's quadratic, so we know how to solve that. Let's make it equal to 0. So add 2 to make it equal to 0. Hey, we could divide everything by 2. So make it 2x squared minus 2x plus 1. And we could try factoring. 2x and x. To get a 1, I'll be a minus 1 and a minus 1. Check. That's negative 2x. Minus 1x is negative 3x. That's not what we wanted. And I can't think of any other way to rearrange it. So maybe it doesn't factor. So let's try the quadratic formula. Negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. b is negative 2. b is negative 2. a is 2. c is 1. a is 2. Okay. So I think that gives us negative 4. The square root of negative 4, the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of the negative is I. So this would be 4 over 4 plus or minus 2 over 4i, or 1 plus and minus a half I. Now notice that is imaginary. For what we're doing with this lesson, we would like only real solutions. If we graph these, they will not intersect, so we say there's no real solution. We can also solve equations by graphing. So there's two ways you could do this. You can make it equal to 0, or you could just graph both sides and see where they intersect. So let's do that. So to do that, I'm going to make a table of values and graph both sides. So my first side here, it's table. I have -6, 14. Just use the calculator to make a table. You don't have to write down the table. You can just plot points. All right, -5, 6, -4, 0, -3, -4, -2, -6, -1, -6, 0, -4, 1, 0, 2, 6. All right, so there's that one. All right, let's graph the other side. So again, I'm going to put this in my calculator to make a table. And you have to make sure that you have all the points. And graph those that fit on the graph. So -2, -6, -1, 0, 0, 4, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 4, 4, 0, and 5, -6. So draw that one. So we have these two parabolas, and we can see they intersect each other twice, once there and once there. What we're looking for are the values of x. So the x values are -2 from the first one and +2 at the second one. Just want the x values. This x value, that x value.